when I run across an interesting piece of content on social media, sometimes I like to capture that and discuss it. So in this video, we have a woman who is struggling and she is seeking the opinion from other men about her marriage situation. I would like to weigh in. So let's go ahead and discuss this.
You're a middle-aged married man. This video is for you. I need advice. I've been getting advice from women for 5 years and none of it's helped. So I'm gonna go flip the coin on the other side and see if maybe y'all can help me. Please stay with me for a minute. So I am married to a wonderful man. He works a lot. When I say he works a lot, it's a lot. So Mondays he leaves the house around 6:30 a.m. He gets home around 6 p.m., but then he only comes in for about 20 minutes. He eats and then he leaves and then.
Okay, this is an important detail, and I think this is one of the reasons why I really felt the need to comment about this video is because I'm a law enforcement wife as well. It is a unique job that comes with its own set of stresses, and it can be important to the discussion. So I felt uniquely qualified to weigh in on it.
On Tuesdays, he works like 6:30 a.m. to about 6:30 p.m. Wednesdays, Thursdays, same. Fridays, same as Monday, 6:30 a.m. basically till midnight. Saturdays, he works from 2 to midnight, and Sundays he works 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. He's been doing this for about 4 years now. And we about have our house paid off if he keeps this up for another 4 years. I work, I pay half the bills. So, I told him a million times he doesn't have to put himself in the ground for working this hard. Like, we got it. Like, we are okay. We don't have to, basically, he doesn't have to kill himself to pay off the house. But he's basically saying, like, we'll have a financial freedom if we pay off the house. And in the meantime, he'll get like $1,000 watches here and there. And I think he has 17 of them. So anyways, I think he has a shopping addiction to tactical items and fancy watches.
I completely understand the addiction to tactical equipment. That's not unusual for that profession. Clearly, this guy is a worker bee, and he has this need to pay off the house. And I don't know if, for some reason, he grew up in poverty and he really financially struggled and wanted to make sure that that is something he never has to go back to. I know that my husband grew up in poverty, and this is something also that he really pretty much vowed to never do, which was to ever go back to poverty. So there is something that went on in either his upbringing or something that makes him have this innate sense of urgency that he has to pay off the house as quickly as possible.
I have begged him for years to stop working so much. I text him every day, what can I do to help support you?
She has begged him for years to stop working so much. So I know it's really ingrained in men's DNA to provide and protect. You have this extreme, right? You have this extreme where this guy is going so overboard on his working duty and taking care of the financial aspect to the relationship that it is completely crashing out the other side. She's essentially single in this regard. So he is busting butt for something that is super important to him. And at the same time, he's killing his relationship with his wife in this manner.
I text him every day, what can I do to help support you?
I really love this, that she asks him, how can I support you? Those are really powerful words that a wife can say to her husband. He obviously has this goal. She's trying to help him achieve the goal, but at the same time, where it doesn't completely incinerate the marriage. So that's very sweet.
And the issue is not just that I never see him, which I never see him. The last date we had was about 5 years ago. We don't have any sort of intimate time at all. 4 times last year.
I don't know if you guys are aware, law enforcement is known for infidelity in their relationships. There's other professions, but it's not something that is uncommon I'll put it that way. And if you look at the comments, you'll see law enforcement after law enforcement people chiming in, echoing the sentiment, like he's stepping out. He has a side piece. That would be my natural thought too. She's young, which means he's probably young too. He's probably has a normal, healthy sex drive for 4 or 5 times a year. Girl, there's problems.
So I've been working on myself to say like, okay, maybe if I lose weight and I'll be really pretty, maybe that will help. So I lost about 40 pounds so far. I'm thinner now than when I was the day you met me.
So we know that it's not a sexual attraction issue because there was no significant increase to her weight. It didn't deviate from what he signed up for her. But notice how she's just really taking on ownership of the lack of desire. This is what happens in sexless marriages, is that the low libido partner, the one who is not getting attention and sex from their spouse, they naturally internalize it as being the reason and the cause why there's something wrong.
This is not a self-pity video, I'm sorry. Gosh, you're gonna destroy me in the comments. I know I'm pathetic. You don't have to tell me anything. I already tell myself horrible things. So whatever you say in the comments, I'm sure will be a lot lighter than what I tell myself. But what else can I do? I ask, like, for dates, just to spend time. And I don't yell, I don't name call, and I try to be supportive as possible, and I pay the bills and I take care of our daughter, and I'm trying to take self-accountability, but I don't know where I can do better.
This woman is a gem because she is so self-aware and has done everything on her end in the relationship that women are supposed to do. She's looking at herself, wondering if she's the problem. She's communicating, trying to figure out what's going on. She's made her request known in a respectful manner. I can't see or really find anything that I can tell her that she's done wrong in approaching this subject.
Basically, he asked me not to talk to him about it anymore, so I don't. He said he doesn't want to talk about anything intense, so we don't talk about anything intense.
Okay, this is a common problem that guys do when they are done talking about it. They'll say, oh, I'm done talking about it. I don't want to talk about it anymore. That doesn't solve anything for a woman. She still needs answers. And if you don't provide answers, then she's going to come up with some on her own. And they're probably going to be answers that aren't right or correct. But she is highly insecure. She has a right to be so, though. She's not making it up.
He said he doesn't want to talk about anything that's light because it doesn't mean anything, so we just don't talk. I don't know. I don't know what else I can do, but I've been asking for like many years. I just feel like, well, we're married, so if this is just what it's going to be, I just have to, this is just what it is. So this will be the rest of my life. And I don't really want it to be. I want to enjoy one another. I don't know how to do that. So I've been diving into being a more Christian woman, and I pray for him constantly. Constantly, I pray for him.
What a rock stellar wife. Kudos to you. Pray for your husband. That's powerful.
That God will soften his heart and he'll want to be a husband. But I don't know what else to do. So if you guys tell me what to do. Thanks.
Okay, so this video, as of the time I'm recording, has 1.4 million views. She has since launched a couple updates. So when people get married, they're supposed to have a common vision. It looks like he has some kind of vision in his head, and he is working towards that vision, but he never communicated it to her. So she can't get on board. All she knows is she's making these sacrifices, and she doesn't even know why. She's sacrificing her life and her husband. She's just sitting home. Let's go ahead and go to the next video to see if there's been any more current developments.
So I wasn't expecting my last post to go viral. I had like 5 followers, so I thought I was just asking advice from like 5 people. Turns out I have 4,000 comments. I just wanted to clarify a little bit about most of the comments that I was reading. Basically, a lot of them were saying he's cheating, making sure like, oh, do you see the hours and all that? And yes, I see his schedule, I see the hours, I see his 1099s every year, and the second job is literally taking up his entire life. Like, I see the hours on the tax forms. So he really is working when he says he's working.
Doesn't mean he's not cheating.
And some people were saying he's either gay or cheating, and I really don't think either.
Totally could be gay.
And some, I'm sure, will say that I'm in denial. But I really think the bottom of this is a severe depression, and he also has OCD, and he's burnt out because he's been working these crazy hours for years.
None of that should make him not want to sleep with his wife.
I mean, I have proof that he's working, and I really don't think he's gay. I mean, I guess anything's possible, but I don't have my spidey senses going up for that.
I literally just finished a collaboration with a guy and his wife who is gay. They have a lavender marriage. It happens more often than you would think, even now.
I will say that, like last year, a couple of years ago, I asked him because he's never really cared about, intimate time. And so we went in and he got checked for low T, in which he did have that. So he got T supplement or T injections. So he's been that, and he's at about 1,100 right now. And I'm sure people, if they know anything about T, like 1,100, like that's so high. Well, so the cortisol, when that comes in,
he should be ripping her clothes off at that level.
What determines like if you're gonna be in the mood or not. And his cortisol levels are through the roof because he's super stressed out, because he's overworked and he's burnt out, he has depression. So his free T is still ridiculously low. So I understand that it's just not something that he desires.
I mean, I don't care what the cortisol levels are. It can mitigate his desire somewhat, but still 1,100. He should be picking you up, putting you over his shoulder and throwing you on the bed with those levels.
And his cortisol levels are through the roof because he's super stressed out, because he's overworked and he's burnt out, he has depression.
Okay, if he does have depression, what she's not asking here is he on an SSRI? Because those meds will absolutely destroy a man's libido. If he's on meds and she hasn't said, that could be a legit reason.
So his free T is still ridiculously low. So I understand that it's just not something that he desires. And that's something that we're trying to work through.
You don't work through a lack of desire from a man's side. It's there, it's not.
But also with him being so tired, I mean, he'll fall asleep anywhere, like at the kitchen table, like literally anywhere. He'll fall asleep because he's so tired because he's working so much. And so, I mean, he finds zero joy in anything. Like, we used to have things in common, and I guess we still have those things in common, but he is literally just a shell of who he was, and he will admit that. He doesn't find joy. He literally doesn't even find joy in eating. And I don't know how to help him with that. And when I said, like, he's a good man, people kind of, a lot of women were like, he's not a good man. He really is. And I think I was just maybe saying it wrong because I was really in my feelings. But I mean, he's obviously a very hard worker. He encourages me to do what I want to do as far as like any sort of hobbies, church groups, traveling. Like, he doesn't care if I go with my girlfriends to places, or, I mean, he encourages me to do some stuff that makes me happy. He doesn't get annoyed or upset when the house is like filled. So I do a lot of like charity work for like trying to bring stuff from the community to like give to foster closets and stuff.
Why would he care what you're doing? He's not around. I mean, of course, he'd be like, oh, stay home, I'm not here. Like, of course he shouldn't care.
He just doesn't have time anymore because he's working so much. And so, again, he finds joy in absolutely nothing except for like our daughter. He does make time. I don't want to say like make time. He has time like between his 10 minutes, well, maybe about an hour on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, maybe a little bit less than an hour. He'll love on her, chase her up and down the hallway, tell her how smart and capable she is. And
so she signed up for a certain man, and now he is not that man. This is very common. This is very common. When we get married on our wedding day, we're signing up for a certain version of that person. And then the complacency happens, or priorities get shifted to other areas, and it's like a bait and switch. So have goals, but my God, that the goals can't be everything. And I'm still not buying that this man doesn't have, he's either cheating or he's gay or something. There's something here, because there's zero reason he shouldn't be banging you.
And I don't want to take that away from him. He's a very good man. Now, we've talked till I've been blue in the face, and he literally was like, "You're a wonderful wife. It's me. It is not you." He never calls me crazy. He never name calls. He says how wonderful I am, when I ask him, and when we talk about this, and he says it's him because he feels like a shell of a person. But I'm not sure how to get his personality type to open up to go see a therapist, because honestly, I want my husband back. And here I go again, crying on the internet. So he is my person.
You're not his person.
And I'm not going to give up on him. He has something going on. He has something dark, and I don't know what it is. So all I'm going to do right now is keep praying that his heart will open up and become softened, and maybe be okay with seeing a therapist. Because as his wife, I need to work with him through this depression.
I love this woman. She is so kind. The whole thing's just so sad.
We're going to Hawaii as a family, and I'm bringing my mom to help watch our daughter, so we can have like date nights and whatnot. So it's going to be really nice. We have friends.
Jeez, this woman is trying to carry the entire emotional burden of connection. Tough to have that all on her shoulders. I wouldn't be surprised if he has a porn addiction. He's gone so long. I'm sure being security, he probably has a lot of alone time. He's probably just taking care of his own business. If he's not cheating, that could be another thing.
And, have intimacy in addition to physical intimacy, but I want our souls to touch again. And I think the Hawaii trip for 2 weeks will really, really be helpful.
Girl, if he's not banging you on your trip to Hawaii, you better wrap things up.
But anyways, if you made it this far, I'm okay, and he is a good man, and I'm not giving up on him. I said vows to God, and I am going to abide by those.
Here's for all the guys who said there's no good women out there who are accountable and truly love their husbands. This is a pristine example. She's a beautiful person.
The comments in the last video really kind of made me open my eyes. It's not me at all. I get that. And he's even said that before. He's never said it was me. And also, it was the person that we were seeing as a marriage. I'm skeptical to say this, but we went to a pastor before for marriage counseling, and we worked in the church a lot, and we had a lot of church volunteering stuff like that he did. And he felt comfortable with that pastor, and there was a lot of things laid out of how he could be a better husband that he said he agrees. He never says I'm crazy for wanting what I want. He says it's absolutely reasonable. I don't think he is capable of giving that.
You nailed it, girl. He's not capable of giving it.
He is capable of giving. He gives to our daughter, and I'm okay with that because he's a wonderful dad.
You should not be okay with that.
When we were at the pastor, he basically, the only thing that was brought up was that I wasn't necessarily healthy, and my husband is a health nut. So we could kind of be together on that.
I had to do a little segue here, because when you're having marital problems, oftentimes couples do this. They'll go to their church and they'll go to their pastor to seek help. And even if you go to professional counseling, you don't know how successful those people are with their own relationships. Pastors are really good at being pastors, but you don't know if he has a crappy relationship himself.
Front, and for me to be healthier, and which I did. But the pastor basically said that if I could be healthier, maybe that would help entice my husband.
What a shame. The pastor should have said, you're ignoring your wife. You need to taper back your financial goals so you can actually have a relationship. All right, so there's now one more update that I want to do.
Good morning. So I went through my husband's phone. So I'm sure if anyone's seen the previous video, y'all already have thoughts. So went through all the texts, nothing there. Went on to the Instagram, and interesting.
Just to let you know, when your husband's in law enforcement, very well could have a second phone. So I'm not sure how helpful checking his phone is going to be.
I found basically a bunch of tactical stuff and whatnot, but there was one from a lady. So she basically worked at a restaurant that I won't say, but apparently him and a bunch of the guys go out for lunch, you know, whatnot. And there's this particular waitress there. And she flirts with him a lot because she was saying something like one of the notes. By the way, this was a while ago.
Very common. They're called badge bunnies. A lot of women will flirt with police officers. There are women who exclusively marry police officers, and they'll divorce one and marry another police officer. Like, it's a thing.
It was dated a while ago. She basically was like fangirling. It was so weird. Like, she found him on Instagram and DM'd him about how excited she gets when they come in, and like her stomach drops when she sees them and all this stuff. Like, weird love letters like Justin Bieber would have got 20 years ago. And it goes on. And then he was just like, okay, I'm married, but thanks. So she, long story short, she basically sounds like she's in love with him. And then as the thread goes, because he only responded once saying that, thanks, but I'm married. Anyways, she keeps going. Then she quits her job being a waitress at this restaurant and joins and decides to become a law enforcement with him. She's also married.
I am not surprised, though. Like, women, when they really are into dudes, they go to extremes. So not sure why. Did she already have a proclivity to the profession and that's why she was drawn to him? Or was she actually trying to get closer to him by actually full on changing careers? That is kind of crazy.
But why would she do that? She knows he's married.
Why would she do that? Because women want what they want. Women don't care if men are married. This is nothing new.
Now she works with him. Not directly. They don't work in the same, like, office or department. She's in a completely separate thing.
Maybe that's what's going on. I mean, now she's on law enforcement. Would you even know? Maybe they enter with their work emails. That's a highly probable chance. She's already put that out there. That could be happening. So, what's my conclusion out of all this? The conclusion is, it's not her. Even though he does work all the time and the hours do, quote, add up, I'm going to say it's either going to be that he's cheating, highest probability. The second one is that he has some kind of addiction to online adult entertainment, or he's on a medicine that is killing his libido, or he's gay. This is it, honey. None of those look very great. And I'm so sorry that you're going through this, but I don't think this is going to end well. I'm going to put it that way. So guys, she asked for your help. What do you think is going on? Let me know. And make sure that you stick around for this next video, which YouTube seems to think that you're going to really love. And with that, I'll see you guys next time.